Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another year of the Brendys. It's 2001 this time. I've uh I've clicked off the videos. You can still see the share, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Um, right at the top, because I never say this, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's I'm not going to beg you. That's it. I'm just saying it. I'm throwing myself at your feet. I actually get nothing out of it if they subscribe or don't subscribe. It's not even my YouTube channel. I just don't know how else to get people to vote for the future things. Joining us today, we have, as always, he's just the co-host at this point.
What's
I'm
up,
not doing an episode without Z until he starts working again.
man?
I need one more person. I don't need two. If I know I've got one,
Yeah, no, that's fair.
okay. Yeah, I just had
Rats.
to. Mike Whalen will not be joining us. All right. So the
Okay.
Brendy Awards, one night in the basement of my New York City apartment with my friends, Z included. I went on a beer-fueled rant on about 20 years of Oscar history, which boiled down to these off-repeated points. One, the Oscars happen too soon. You need a few years after these movies come out to really measure its cultural importance and how, actually good it was. And also, it's like I've never said this one before, it gives people enough time to actually just see all the movie. Like they
Yeah,
really sneak in some trash in the last minute by like nobody's seen all these anyway, and it's evidenced as with the amount of is my screen share paused again?
it did. I think it's paused now.
I don't
Your mouse
understand
is up.
why it's doing that. Number two, they don't take cultural relevance into consideration nearly enough. Number three, they dismiss genre films almost entirely, like comedies and horror and action. Comedies are hard to make. It's hard to make something funny if you try to make it funny the whole time, and actually delivering on that is impossible. Uh, Horror movies sit with you in an incredibly unsettling way that no other movie does. And an entertaining action movie is pretty hard to pull off. Though of the three, I think the action movie is the easiest.
Yeah, yeah. Comedy's hard.
Comedy's hard. It's hard. Yeah, it's hard to not be super cringy. Number four, if I didn't see it, that's your fault, not mine. I watch a lot of movies, got to draw the line somewhere. They had at minimum 5 years to appeal to me, and I watch a lot of movies. So again, their fault, not mine. And then I'm gonna say this every episode because I loved it so much. More simply put, by our friend Bilal. So you think Training Day didn't win enough awards, and you're gonna do a podcast about it? Yes, yes, in fact, I am. Every episode of
Uh,
the Brendys, I will give out my own special awards. They will always include the following: Best Animal, Secretly Michael Bay Award given to the movie you'd be least surprised to learn it were directed by Michael Bay in secret. The Best Villain, Most Feels Like the Year, the Fighting Robots in the Future Award, and then the others are filled in by awards just based on how I feel. A couple random ones. The screen share is not currently working, and when it does, I'll share with you the special ones we have this year. What next? Oh, and with each category, I have a top five ranked choice poll for people if they want to vote in. I try and put next week's poll on last week's episode. I also posted on my Blue Sky, and you can also join the Power Walk into Jonestown Discord, where you can just join the Brandy's channel. With that, oh, actually, I'm going to do this bit.
oh boy.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a bit. It's very serious. Yeah. While I figure out what's going on with this pause screen share, we're gonna read an ad. We're gonna have a bit of an ad read. Yeah, we got sponsors. It's okay. Nearly 50 viewers
Okay.
on the last episode. Nearly. All right.
Wow.
So here we go. I have to read it exactly. They told me to read it exactly as it says it on the thing. No ad libs or I don't get the money. All right. Today, this episode of the 2001 Brendies is brought to you by Palantir. Palantir stands at the forefront of a data-driven world by taking yours and helping organizations unlock their full earning potential by selling all that data to them. From government and agencies to leading businesses, Palantir's cutting-edge software solutions enable teams to make more targeted and cheaper decisions that scientifically separate your customers from their money with staggering efficiency. With Palantir, complex data becomes actionable intelligence. That intelligence becomes a convoy moving right through Baghdad in broad daylight. We empower your organization and give you the data necessary to pull the trigger. Whether it's defending American national security while in another country, improving healthcare, profitability, or transforming industries to much, much worse industries, Palantir brings clarity to the most intricate problems by routing exponentially more money to the top of the pyramid. Unlock your data, unlock your potential. Palantir. So thank you to the good people at Palantir. And I'm
Yeah.
going to get into why this screen share is paused. Here we go. Share. I'm going to stop the share. We're going to start the share again. There you go. And if this Google Doc were brought to you by Palantir, that would have never happened either.
No, no.
Love
They're right
Palantir.
on
I
target.
love. Nobody ever remembers they fucking killed all those people in that Baghdad thing. Just drove that convoy right through the middle of Baghdad, and they were
It
like,
wasn't until you said that that I was like, oh, that's where I've heard these fuckers before. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah.
they were something else when they did that, and then the bad name and the Trump presidency they changed it to Palantir. It's Eric Prince.
Yeah.
2001, The Brendys. This week's categories: movies with theft, best of a time comedy, best rom com. And then we got 2001, the ones I mentioned earlier, and then your traditional Big Six Oscars. The best picture preview includes The Lord of the Rings. Big year. Ba ba ba.
Nice.
Bum bum bum.
Bum, bum, bum.
Bum bum bum. A Beautiful Mind. I haven't seen
Bum.
Beautiful Mind in a very long time. I remember it being okay, but it's just like, yeah, whatever. There's 1,000 of those movies out now.
Yeah. It was pretty good though
Because
because it's like,
I would like equate it to like A Beautiful Mind. What was the one with Benedict Cumberbatch breaking the Enigma machine? And you got like there's just a million movies about the smart reclusive dude
the
doing the thing
Imitation
only
Game.
imitation
Yeah.
game. Yeah, that's it. And there's just a few
Here-
movies like that that are just kind of like they all blend together.
Here's the thing about Beautiful Mind though. And a lot of people say this, not necessarily like is the story 100% accurate about John Nash. It's more so the portrayal of his actual mental disorder is done really, really well. Now, a lot of people say that, like psychiatrists, psychologists, like, they did a pretty good job there. Um, but I also haven't seen it in like 15 years.
It's been a while. Didn't make much of an impression on me. I remember watching it going like, yeah, it was fine. It was good.
Jennifer Connelly, though, oof,
I love Jennifer
my
Connelly.
God.
Got nothing but time for Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah.
Training Day, Royal Tenenbaums, Ocean's 11, Black Hawk Down, Mulholland Drive, Below, The Last Castle, excuse me, Donnie Darko, and then the remaining Oscar winners, I'm sorry, Oscar nominees, Gosford Park, In the Bedroom, and Moulin Rouge. I don't think I've seen any of those movies. Maybe a piece of Moulin Rouge.
Hmm. The first two are really, really good, actually. Moulin Rouge, meh. I hate Baz
The
Luhrmann.
uh, the other two Oscar nominees were A Beautiful Mind and The Lord of the Rings. We're just gonna keep on scrolling. All right, we're gonna rank these movies with theft. The Fast and the Furious, Training Day, The Mummy Returns, Swordfish, Ocean's 11, The Score. You ever see The Score?
Oh, yeah. Directed by
It's
Frank
okay.
Oz, directed by fucking Miss Piggy slash Yoda.
Oh, that was him. I didn't realize this was the
Yeah.
same guy. Heist. Heist is a little boring, but I like it. Harry Potter, Zoolander, Tomb Raider, and The Mexican. Do you remember what they stole in
So
Harry Potter?
that's a lot of my innocence.
What did
That's
they
a
steal in
lot
Harry
of
Potter? Do
theft
you remember?
films. The Sorcerer's Stone.
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you. Good
Yeah,
for you.
yeah, I
I
know.
remember the clincher at the end of Heist. They were looking for the gold that Gene Hackman stole. And they were just like, I don't know where the fuck it is. And Gene Hackman the entire time was like, I think he was like, I'm gonna retire onto my boat. I'm gonna retire onto my boat. And what he did
And-
was he molded all the gold to be the railings of the boat. And they
yeah,
looked
because that
all
sounds
over the
really,
boat and they
really
couldn't
heavy.
find it. And they couldn't find it. I was just like, it's so funny. They could have grabbed a railing and like compressed it with their hands. And I'm like, oh,
Oh, this is gold.
that's gold. This doesn't look, this looks
Gold,
like
baby.
shit.
Gold, Jerry. Gold.
Z, who did you? Oh, Z didn't get to actually vote in the fill out thing, so I'm going to ask him all these. Who did you vote for? What's your
I
favorite movie
mean,
featuring theft?
it's a no-brainer here. It's Ocean's 11. Let's be honest. I mean,
Ocean's
some of these
11 might
other.
have been up there for best cast as well,
I
but that
mean,
was their
the
whole point.
ensemble.
That was their whole deal.
Yeah,
I
just the
don't know.
banter.
I Go ahead.
Oof. No, the banter alone. The fact that Brad Pitt is constantly eating the entire movie. He's always eating something.
Yeah,
Constantly
that's
eating
funny.
something. Like,
Yeah,
what's
no,
going
there's
on
just
here?
like a lot of classic bits. Like, we need another.
Yeah,
You think we need
yeah.
another?
Oh, wait.
We need
we need
another.
this, and it's some weird name of something, and you don't know what they're talking about. They're like, no, we need another Ella Fitzgerald, and you're like, what the fuck is an Ella Fitzgerald? But like, you're so invested in it, and you're like, I want to find out what that is. Like, what? Like,
Yeah, you
there's
know what?
names for
Maybe I should
everything.
start doing best cast Brendies. That might be nice. Because I'll tell you what, I tried to watch Black Hawk Down today. Not as good as I remembered, first of all.
But that cast,
But the
holy shit,
cast, like, there's a point, like,
everybody.
weirdly in the middle of the movie where like somebody gets like shot in the leg. I don't really remember. But then you like look at who they're talking to, and it's like it's Ty Burrell. What is he
Yeah,
doing in here? Just like out of nowhere. And like
and
Tom
like
Hardy and
Tom
just
Hardy,
like
fucking Vin
Eric
Diesel, I think is also
Bana,
in that one.
Vin Diesel's in
Eric
it. Yeah,
Bana,
just like the cast is just like it's all before they all really popped
yeah,
in
Jamie
a very
Lannister.
funny way. It's the
Yeah,
only cast I can remember like that cast is Band of Brothers. And Band of Brothers is a fucking TV show.
yeah. Band of Brothers is just phenomenal. Though. It's one of the greatest shows ever made. Like Malarkey
Yeah, and
actually
they just
lives in
had
Greenwood.
everybody in it. Yeah, I remember I saw him once.
Yeah, yeah. He was getting called out of
Private
coffee shops.
bullshit. All right, let's
Private
check out the
bullshit.
fan vote. The fan vote with, you know, 60% of the first place votes
Yeah.
is Ocean's 11 in a walk for sure. And
I
wouldn't you
mean,
know, it is absolutely the Brendy choice goes to Ocean's 11. Best movie with theft, perhaps of all time.
it's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there. You know what movie with theft I really like? What's Robert Redford? No, Paul Newman and
Oh,
Robert Redford, I think. What is it? The Sting.
the Sting. The Sting
Oh
is
my
one of the
God.
best.
I
Oh my
fucking
God.
love this thing. The bit where they're in
Man,
the office, they're painting the office.
hell
Just
yeah.
really great stuff in this thing.
Man.
Honestly, one of the best gambling scenes ever, where he fixes the card game.
I've been told
Uh,
this. As somebody who doesn't know anything about card games, I've been told this repeatedly. And I'm like, okay.
them
But the
like
movie
putting the
itself is
fix in and just like the little things that he's doing to irritate everybody. Why is this all drunk? I call the water gun. He's like, come here, water, woman. You don't pay me. You're never gonna find a game of shit. Everybody's gonna know you're a Welch.
man. Those two, like fucking Paul Newman and Robert Redford, like two of the most handsome men of all time. Also
Yeah, they
just had
belong
amazing
together too.
chemistry. Yeah, amazing chemistry with each other. Like what? Like Butch Cassidy's Sundance Kid.
You
Like
ever see the
it's insane.
Cincinnati Kid?
Yes.
I love the
Yeah,
Cincinnati Kid too.
that's a
That's the
really
best
good one.
gambling movie, full stop. Because it's not what a lot of these gambling movies do, especially poker movies, is they'll set up like a guy and they'll make him like, oh, he's the gambling messiah. He's the best there's ever been, and he's just got to get started. And they do that a bit in this movie,
Rounders.
but he's also got to like,
Rounders.
wasn't it Rounders? Yeah, yeah, Rounders. There's like he's the best ever. He just didn't have the balls.
Yeah. Or Malkovich.
Yeah. And then at the end of the Cincinnati Kid, like he just doesn't like walk away into the sunset, you know? It's yeah, it's
That's
good.
true.
Because
I haven't seen it in a long time.
they like they put him on a tier with this other player. And it's like, you think you're better than him? And it's like, no, he's not. All right. The movie that most feels like 2001, I'm gonna be honest,
Hmm.
the feelings he probably gets when he thinks about what it was like to be alive in 2001 are probably not very warm and fuzzy.
Look, they were warm up until the second the I don't know.
Three-quarters of the year
The
was good.
was pretty fucking great, I gotta say. And then, September came around.
Yeah. Back,
So
back third of the year didn't close strong. Q4, rough Q4 for the brown
up
people in
Q4,
America.
up Q4. But that's the beauty of these films because they're all shot before that. So they're still being released in and around it. And I mean, 2001, everybody was just in their own fantasy world. Let's be honest. The most 2001 feeling movie
Let me read
I
the
have a
list
top.
first.
Go
Legally
for it.
Blonde, The Fast and the Furious. That is very 2001. Not another, like all of these movies really hit the home run.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not another teen movie. My God, that felt like 2001. Joe Dirt. I honestly thought Joe Dirt was a little older. Sorry, younger, I guess. I thought it came out a little deeper into the 2000s. Monsters Inc., Harry
Mhm.
Potter, Donnie Darko, Shrek, Training Day, American Pie 2. Where you at, Z? What did
Fast
you
and
vote for?
Furious. Look, I'm Fast and the Furious. It is so fucking 2001. And it has this like machismo thing about it, and like, oh yeah, we're still exploiting women. Oh, look at these hot women around these cars. Oh, look at this rapper who's not very good, and he's racing, and it's Ja Rule. I don't know why. Like, there's just so much going on in that movie. And the first movie is actually not. bad. Like, yeah, there's a lot of stupidity in it, but there's a story and
Oh,
like
it's
shit
not
actually
bad.
happened.
It's fine.
Not a bad movie, but it feels so 2001 that, and then really close to it, American Pie 2. And I mean that because those
American
types of
Pie 2
comedy,
is so of a time. Oh my
yeah,
God. And everything
aged
they
so
talked about in that
poorly.
movie. Oh
Oof,
God, awful.
oof, God, but that's why it's so 2001.
But I did love
Yeah,
it in 2001.
I did too.
I I loved
I was a
American Pie
horny
2.
boy. Like, what do you want? I was a horny teenager.
They're
Like,
lesbians.
whoa.
Damn, I'm gonna break into their house. I'm gonna do a little B&E.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's why,
While
like,
we're on feeling 2001, like I said, I watched probably the first hour of Black Hawk Down before work today, and it was like not what I remembered it was. And it was to me like if they filmed any of the military campaigns that they talked about endorsing in The West Wing. It was like if The West Wing had to do like action sequences. These people are starving here. You don't think we should help them? It's like, my guy, this is some 2001 politics. Leave. That would help them
yeah,
the most is you getting the fuck out of there. It's
yeah,
like, we're
my
just supposed to
guy,
let these people
you're
die. It's
gonna
like, let
die.
me, Josh Hartnett, I hate to break it to you, but the American military is not saving Somalian peasants.
No,
Never
especially
been
when
our
at the
role,
risk of
pal.
U.S. Marines. Was it 21
You
that died?
fucking something like that.
Oh, something like that. But yeah,
But
Mogadishu still a place you
Eric
don't go
Bana was
to.
good in that movie.
Yeah, yeah,
Jason Isaacs not that good in that movie. A little over the top.
no, no. But I
Um,
mean, Mogadishu you still don't go to. It's like the second most dangerous city in the world. You don't go to Mogadishu. It's not where you go.
I wouldn't go there. All
Yeah,
right.
no.
Let's check out the fan vote. Legally
Hell yeah.
Blonde in a pretty strong showing, followed by your pick, The Fast and the Furious. Where's American Pie 2? Fifth. One
Whoa.
first place vote for American Pie 2. But
Yeah, okay.
let's make it two first place votes. The Brendy goes to American Pie 2. Wait, to the next step. To the next step. To the cup. To the next step.
And my Matrix water bottle. Jesus Christ. Anyway,
To
but
the
I'm
next step.
glad you agreed because it's so 2001.
Yeah, everything about it. Just the house lines. Yeah, I loved all of it. A little bit of a weak year. Now, this is the first year that we actually have a Michael Bay movie in the secretly. It's not in here, but Pearl Harbor came
Yeah,
out this year, and that is
yeah,
Michael Bay. And
yeah.
Pearl Harbor fucking sucks.
So bad.
It's awful.
So
It's
bad.
really one of
No,
the
I gotta
worst,
say,
least believable. I remember when it came out, our history teacher at the time in high school was talking shit on it too. And I just remember thinking, like, he's being a little hard on this movie. And then you rewatch it, and it's like, no, he's not. This is
he's
bad.
100% right. It's fucking trash. I'm really glad that Josh Hartnett is now having his like resurgence and like his own renaissance. Like he was in Oppenheimer, he was in that trap movie. Like he's doing more stuff. I'm like, good for him
Yeah,
because
why did he disappear for so long?
yeah,
Was it because of this, you think? Because Pearl Harbor was so fucking bad?
he was like a teen heartthrob, and I feel like once he got to what's that movie, Hollywood Homicide with Harrison Ford, that was like his like last kind of like, he kind of took a step back and he had kids and like he was like, I'm gonna chill for a little bit, which is fair.
I I don't dislike Josh Hartnett at all. And if he's
Yeah.
watching this, Josh, I'm sorry. I don't think he's the best. He's okay. He's very
He's better
handsome.
now. He's better now. He's
He's better
handsome.
now. Yeah, he was not
He's
very good
also
back then.
just like the coolest dude in
He
the
seems
faculty.
super cool. Oh
In
yeah,
the
and the faculty
faculty,
is
like
really cool.
he's got that T-shirt with the
Uh
long sleeve underneath, like how we used to do.
Oh, someday we'll do 1998. My goodness, the
Woo.
Henley undershirt with the t-shirt over it. Ooh,
Yeah.
like but like
Devil may
Dominic
care
Monaghan and
attitude.
Lost.
Oh my God. Lost
All
is
right, the
21 years old.
secretly. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh
Wow.
God.
Okay.
The
Sorry.
secretly Michael Bay nominees are Spy Game with Robert Redford, Swordfish with John Travolta and Halle Berry,
And Hugh
Rush Hour
Jackman.
2, Rush Hour 2 with Juntao.
Oh, that was the
Black Hawk.
first one.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to say Juntao. I think he's in the second one too, though. Oh no, they
Actually,
kill him.
Juntao was nominated for a couple awards on your list here.
It was
Tom
Tom
Wilkinson.
Wilkinson, right?
Yeah.
Black Hawk Down and Enemy at the Gates. Z, who'd you vote for?
I feel like the easy answer would be Black Hawk Down, but to me, Swordfish, 100%.
Swordfish would, yeah, it makes
Yeah.
sense to me. Those are my two votes. I
Yeah.
thought about Enemy at the Gates for a minute, but it's a little too contemplative, a little too
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
sitting in one spot. There's not enough jumping around and going crazy.
Yeah. Swordfish, like, what the fuck? Oh my God. Yeah. Pearl Harbor, though.
Oof. So
Woo.
this is the fan vote. The only one, a lot of movies got two first place votes. Black Hawk Down got five. At some point, I might have to do these first, second, third, fourth, fifth by percentages instead of raw vote totals, so nobody knows how little people vote.
Hmm.
With that said, the Brendy for secretly Michael Bay goes to it's Black Hawk Down. It's like it's mostly because they really like Americanize the violence in a way that just like we're defending these people from themselves,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it
Like a
varies
like
sort
a
of like
13
13
hours secret
hours.
soldiers of
Yeah.
Benghazi. Yeah, okay, okay, I got you. All right.
It's just like at one point, and it's also like another one of those things where like the institution of it all, they're like shitting on the UN and how toothless the UN is, and they're shitting on it how toothless the just like, why can't we just get in there and help? And he's like, you have to wait. One of the early scenes of the movie, they're shooting, they're like taking fire, and the one guy's not firing back. And they
Hmm.
goes like, "Why aren't you shooting?" He's like, "They're not shooting at us. How can you tell? When it hisses, it means it's close." And then one hisses, and then it's like, "All right, we got to go." Who says we can't fire back? The United Nations. Fuck.
This look. I know he directed what might be your favorite film of all time, The Martian, but Sir Ridley Scott missed the mark with Black Hawk Down. Just saying.
It was. I don't know why I liked it so much in like 04, 05, 06.
It was of an era. I liked it too.
Yeah, it was
Holy
of an
shit.
era. It's just if they filmed the violence ordered by the president in the West Wing, it would be this.
It's also pre 9/11, so it's like
We're still
America,
good
yeah,
guys.
you're
Yeah.
like cool, awesome, and then no. So
It's just like the idea that in the 90s we're in Somalia and helping these people. Like, get a fucking life, dude. Are you kidding me?
it's insane. Sir Ridley
I
Scott.
don't
I don't know.
know. I wanted to ask, I don't know exactly how to phrase it the first time it's happened. Um, but Pearl Harbor versus Black Hawk Down. Black Hawk Down, clearly a better movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I wanted to phrase this part, but like we have a showdown. There's two Michael Bay films. I would rather watch Black Hawk Down again.
Oh yeah. I don't ever want to watch Pearl Harbor ever again.
Yeah, I'll never watch Pearl Harbor again. I'll
No.
turn it off. It doesn't disgust me. It's just like I would never sit there for longer than 20 minutes watching it. Oh, we got somebody joining us.
Oh,
Hopefully they join
hey.
quietly because we're just going to keep moving.
Cool.
Hello, iPhone 123.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Joe.
Hey,
We've moved on from the secretly Michael Bay film, which is Black Hawk Down,
Black Hawk.
perfect.
and we're on the award for fighting robots in the future. This award was named after comedian Tom Sharpling told a joke to my roommate Mike Johnson, and I got it confused for his own joke. But when Christian Bale got caught doing that, oh, good for you thing while he was filming Terminator, this award is in honor of that. Uh, Only one guy in this room is pretending to fight robots in the future, and it ain't the guy behind the camera. Which of these actors and actresses would you be least surprised to hear had a similar meltdown in theirs? I had a little trouble compiling nominees this year, and a couple of my
Yeah.
nominees are just such sweeties.
You know, it's funny you say that because there is somebody on this list who actually had a moment like this, but it was not on that film, but on a
We'll just say it.
prequel. Ian McKellen.
Oh
Notoriously
yeah, he did.
fantastic
Oh yeah,
roommate.
he like cried in the green room, didn't he?
He
Mhm.
lost it. Yeah, because he's like, I'm
Yeah,
looking at fucking sticks, green sticks, and there's no people. I can't act like this. But that was also in the fucking Hobbit
Yeah,
movies.
that
It
was.
wasn't.
I think it was
It wasn't
Hobbit
around.
one.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
John Rhys Davies is the only one on this list that I'm like, he definitely has had that moment.
I only put him on this for this specific role because I don't think that he's there in like Indiana Jones flipping out on people. But in this movie
No.
particularly, he was allergic to the makeup around his eyes and the prosthetics
Oh
around
Yeah.
his
yeah, yeah,
eyes. So when he took it off, it would be all like red and rashy. And just like the idea of going like, all right, sixth take. Or like the one I always say, this guy spilled the Pepsi on the floor. We got 10 minutes to clean this up. Hold on. And it's like, what the fuck? I just want to itch over his button. So I kind of think it would have been him just for pure
that's
like
fair.
discomfort and abuse.
I I thought it was him because I remember like a story that it was like all the members of the fellowship got matching tattoos when they were done, except for him.
He was already an old man. He's like, no, 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 not doing this.
That's the
Viggo
young man's game,
Mortensen
yeah.
also got it. Ian
Viggo
McKellen.
Mortensen was like 40 in that movie.
Ian McKellen.
Yeah, but Ian
Ah,
McKellen's just
Ian
fucking cool
McKellen
as hell.
should have won an Oscar for that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
I also and Michael Clark Duncan also a real sweetie, but he had to put on so much fucking prosthetics for Planet
Rest
of
in
the
peace, my
Apes.
guy. Man.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
forgot he passed away. We're gonna move on to the fan vote here, where John Rhys Davies and Sam Neill tied. Sam Neill will probably be nominated for this as often as he's in movies because, as I understand it, he's kind of an asshole, isn't he?
Mm, no, I've worked with him before. He's actually really fucking nice.
Oh,
Like
I don't know why I thought he was a
I was
dick.
freaking out. I mean, like Jurassic Park is a movie that got me into movies, so like I was like, oh my god, Sam Neill's here, and they're like, yeah, you deal with him. I'm like, oh my god, he was so fucking nice. The only thing he said to me, because I was like, I had to tell him Jurassic Park was the movie that got me into movies, and he looked at me, he goes, and you've been fucked up ever since, and then he just
Mm.
left.
Nice.
He's been saying that
And he was
line
super
since
nice. He
1993.
probably, but he was super chill, very nice guy. Yeah.
Nice.
Better than the opposite. All right, Joe, who'd you vote for?
Definitely John Rhys Davies.
And that's our winner, just because of the eye makeup thing. I
Puppy, look at
wanted
that.
this. Yeah, I wanted this picture as close to the eyes as I could get them. I
You
also
should
had
have
to make
called
sure I
this like
picked.
you should have called this like the Tin Man Award because he was like covered in lead paint all day. It was probably
I
just
forgot
as
about
awful.
that. Ooh, just didn't know he was slowly being poisoned.
Really dying.
All right, as Z mentioned earlier, there were a fucking ton of comedies that came out this year, so we're doing, and they all aged pretty poorly. Um,
No shot.
Now we're certainly picking a winner, like the our favorite of all of these. And you'll notice I did not put Legally Blonde in here because Legally Blonde is not of a time. It's actually good.
It's actually a great movie. There's a
Um,
couple of good movies in here. Maybe.
Zoolander, fine. Wet Hot American Summer's funny. Rat Race is
Yes.
Look,
pretty funny.
Rat Race is hysterical. All right. Wow, American Summer is so like 1980s stylized that it's still funny to me. I mean, I quoted
Oh,
it in
Wet
my
Hot
our high
American
school
Summer is
yearbook.
very funny.
Fucking
Like
quoted
they'll
Wet Hot
throw
American.
something away and it'll shatter like glass, and all the like the little gags are really good.
I
Super
So
will
good.
Troopers. Oh,
say,
go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
sorry. Wet Hot American Summer is still kind of like within its time, just because
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
professional wrestler who is just Paul Rudd's character. Like, and he's like one of the most popular guys right now.
I did
Like
not know that.
he comes out to right now he comes out to the Fixies, but before he came out to Jane by Jefferson Starship, like he was 100% based on Paul Rudd's character,
I
like
saw something.
mannerisms and everything.
I saw some wrestling thing on Instagram. It was some indie wrestler who was his name was, and I'm sure you know all about him. His name was Steven Flow, and
Oh,
he
the
just
grunge guy.
and he comes out to Even Flow, and he just says Steven Flow. It's really good. Steven
God.
Flow.
Oh. Whoa.
I really enjoy Steven Flow. Super Trooper is pretty funny. Scary Movie 2 is pretty good.
Pretty good.
It's a
Pretty
little
good.
in your face more than, but
Yeah.
like it wasn't old and tired yet. And Scary Movie 2 was the best of all of the Scary Movie movies by like
Yeah.
some margin.
It's the
Not Another
stronghold.
Teen Movie was funny. Evolution, Black Knight, Saving Silverman was horrible, but I loved it back
Oh.
then. I loved Saving Silverman.
Same thing with Shallow Hal. Did not
Shallow
age
Hal.
well at all.
Ew.
Look, Zoolander is still fucking funny. I don't care what anybody
Yeah,
says.
it's still funny.
It's still good. It's so good.
Yeah. we're gonna slide it on down to the fan vote. A very close
Look at
fan
that.
vote. But Zoolander did come out on top. Zoolander coming out on top despite only one first place votes, but everybody had it showing, it's in
Look at
everybody's
that.
top five.
I'm really
Just about.
shocked that Rat Race was that low.
I don't think that many people saw it.
That's what I think it is. A lot of people didn't
Oh,
watch it,
that was like a
but it's so good.
staple.
It's
Yeah.
so good. Absurd.
Who'd you vote for, Joe?
Oh, I definitely voted for Jay and Silent Bob. I mean, I just
Z?
have the soft spot.
Yeah, I knew as soon as I asked, but I wanted you to say it. Z, who'd you vote for here?
Wet Hot American Summer. I quoted it as my yearbook quote when we graduate high school.
Which line?
I think mine was, "You taste like a burger. I don't like you anymore."
I My senior yearbook quote aged really poorly. It was
Oh,
from a
serious?
stand-up comic that I liked at the time.
Was it Dane Cook?
It wasn't Dane Cook.
It
It's
was
somehow
Opie and
Uh,
Andy.
maybe worse than Dane Cook. Dennis Leary. And the quote was, "Life sucks. Get a helmet."
wow.
I,
Incredible.
I just wanted a bunch of people to get pulled up by the bootstraps.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the things I thought was funny back then. Either way, here's what I think
Uh,
is still funny now. The winner is Super Troopers. Car Ramrod, really good.
Look, there's a reason I didn't choose this, and it's because when I had a mustache for 3 years, every other fucking person was like, "You ever see Super Troopers?" And I was like, "The one brown
Yes.
guy that you know with the mustache." They're like, "You look a lot like him." I'm like, ah! Yeah.
I don't need to hear the snozberries taste like snozberries. Like that's not funny to me. But you know what I still like saying is, oh, once those boys get the syrup in them.
And Brian Cox is fucking incredible in it too. Like,
Oh
what is
my
he doing
God.
in this movie?
What's that place with all the dumb shit on the walls again? Oh, shenanigans. It's like,
Shenanigans?
oh, shoot them.
Oh man.
Yeah, just so many really good bits. It just like there's a lot of good stuff. Like it could have easily been Zoolander for me. Could have easily been Scary
Yeah.
Movie too. But we settled on, and Joe Dirt's funny too.
But not another teen movie got really shafted there. I mean, Black
yeah.
Knight
Yeah,
is
that's not
above it.
fair at
What the
all.
hell?
Not another
What?
teen movie really got boned there. Not fair at all. Saving
Yeah.
Silverman should have probably been towards the bottom. Pootie Tang just didn't last. Yeah, it should have. Okay, either way, gonna
But
keep
isn't that the
going.
point for of the time?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
We
this
already
isn't like
alluded to 9
a yeah. We've already alluded to that.
11.
This is not a nailed on category, so it's just this year, just of a time
Okay.
comedy. All right. I didn't really know what to call
Ooh.
this one. Most of these are rom-coms, but I did want to include Princess Diaries because it's fine. It's for what it is.
I can't believe
But
I've seen every one of these.
I have seen Serendipity, Legally Blonde. I've seen Princess Diaries. I've never seen Bridget Jones' Diary. Kate and Leopold, I've seen. Wedding Planner, I've seen. Summer Catch, I've seen. So I just haven't seen Bridget Jones, which might be the best one on the list. It's right up there as I understand it, but I never saw it.
Yeah.
I've only seen Legally Blonde, so that was my
Let's see what the fans said. Let's see what all the people said.
100%.
I was gonna say
Legally Blonde.
Serendipity is a sleeper. Like the first two are actual good movies. Legally Blonde and Princess Diaries. Serendipity's not a good movie, but it's a good rom-com because it's John Cusack.
And
And his best friend is
Ooh.
John Favreau in the movie. It's like,
no,
okay.
his best
And then you
friend
have
is
Pete.
Jeremy Piven.
Oh, you're totally right.
Yeah, his best friend's Jeremy Piven, and it's him chasing
Totally right.
down Kate
Kate
Beckinsale via
Beckinsale.
used bookstores or something like that.
Yeah. And then the place
I would
Serendipity
chase
still
down.
exists.
I would also chase down Kate Beckinsale. I mean, the
Not
conceit of the movie
anymore.
is that he was engaged, and he
Yeah. Not
shouldn't have been
anymore.
chasing down. Why?
Have you seen her?
Oh, she's all like plastic surgeryed up. Yeah, she
Yeah,
doesn't look
it's
good.
bad. It's bad.
That's a
No.
shame because I got. You know what? I don't even care. I still got time for Kate Beckinsale. I'm better than Z. I don't care.
I'm sure you do. I mean,
Come on
I'm
by,
not saying I don't
Kate.
have time, but
That
yeah.
sounds
You
like
know
you
she's
want.
watching, so
I already had to
Yeah.
apologize to Josh Hartnett.
He did. It's
Just
okay,
he's
Josh.
the best actor.
It's okay, Josh. We love you, Josh. It's fine.
All right. The winner of the Brendy goes to Legally Blonde. Honestly, just
Like
by
it's
a
hard.
mile, the best movie on the list.
It's a great
Just
movie.
good movie.
What's funny is
Selma Blair at
weird
her
guy,
best.
the weird her friend David in the movie or whatever. Like the guy with brown hair who's like really fucking weird. That's Osgood Perkins, the guy who directed Longlegs, son of
You,
Anthony.
I,
What?
I don't know
Yeah,
who you're talking about on
yeah,
either front.
blowing your fucking mind, right? He's the son of Anthony Perkins, son of the guy from Psycho, and he directed Longlegs and then the monkey that's coming out too.
Oh my God, that's insane.
Yeah, yeah. When I heard that, I was like, "What?" And it's him, David. It's him. Wild.
Anything to say about Legally Blonde, Joe?
I mean, it nails. It's better than expected, and I think that that's really the most you can ask for in a category like this.
Hmm.
Perhaps
Well
not the
put.
last we're hearing of Reese Witherspoon today. Everyone, one of everybody's two favorite Brendy categories. Everybody likes villain. Everybody likes animal.
Yeah.
Here we have villain. The best
Uh,
villain of this, I got a pretty long list. We got Saruman from Lord of the Rings. But we got Emotep from the Mummy 2. Denzel in Training Day. First time we mentioned Training Day this show so far. Yeah, well,
actually,
you'll have
second
your
time.
time.
Second time.
Yeah, because you said you didn't like it. We're waiting for it. Well, there'll be a better time to do it than now. Lord Farquaad from Shrek, genuinely good bad guy. Pretty funny when he says to everybody, "And some of you may die, and that's a sacrifice I'm willing to make."
Yeah.
That's a good line. Kid Rock and
Yeah.
Joe Dirt, the Balrog in Lord of the Rings, the Nazgul in Lord of the Rings, Andy Garcia in Ocean's 11, and Hannibal Lecter, the bad guy, just not in the film.
So have you lumped all of the Lord of the Rings movies together, or is this like just Two Towers?
This is just the
It's
Fellowship of
just
the Ring.
Just Fellowship. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this is only Fellowship. Did
Oh,
you get a chance to vote in the real one this time, Joe?
I don't know.
Okay, well, vote. Who do you want? Who you got?
Uh, all right. If we're just gonna do Fellowship, then it would be the Nazgul, probably followed by Imhotep, and then whomever.
Okay,
Because
I
like if
think
it's
that's
just
fine.
Fellowship, because like yeah, Saruman's not
But yeah,
really
I
like the
mean, you're
villain at all.
going nailed on. Fellowship is the best villain of the year, the Nazgul.
I think he's
It's not the
cool.
Balrog for sure. He wasn't in the movie for long enough.
Oh, I was gonna say the Balrog because like
I
you
was
Oh,
gonna
know
that's
say
your
the
favorite?
Balrog.
he's the
I mean,
coolest guy.
he's
I
so
was wrong.
fucking awesome.
He was
Like
cool. He is cool.
Like
And
his
they tried to bring him
presentation.
back. They tried to bring
I
him back in that fucking Lord of the Rings show. It just didn't
oh
hit the same.
God.
I never watched it. I refuse to. Not gonna do
No.
it. Like,
I
no.
didn't like it,
Do they show
but I
like the
did watch it.
fall of Moria or something?
They so in the second season, the first season is just like figuring out who Sauron is, and the second season he
Okay.
starts tricking people into forging the rings. I'm sorry, he forges the elf rings at the end of the first season by lying to Celebrimbor, and then
Okay.
he goes to Celebrimbor's city and kind of like ensorcels him into thinking things are rosy while they're getting attacked, and he builds the dwarf rings there, and they parcel out the dwarf rings, and one of them goes to Moria, and the king of Moria puts on the dwarf ring and goes like, "Fuck, I can like see the mountain, I can see where everything is, I can see where all the mithril is," and he starts
Mm.
digging, and he gets to this huge mithril deposit, and there's also a Balrog in there, but I don't know how they go about doing that because they have the huge mithril deposit. I don't know how this acts in canon because they have the huge mithril deposit, but they clearly have like made shit. They've clearly made mithril before. Like they made armor out of mithril, but they stumble on the Balrog fucking immediately. So I don't understand the timing of it. I don't really like the
Yeah.
show.
I refuse to watch it.
When they blow up Mount Doom in the first season, though, when the Mount Doom goes, that's really cool. They did a great job there.
Well, I mean, they spent like $1 billion on this fucking show. It
It's
better
so
be.
expensive. It's
God
just
damn
not
it.
well written. I do
Yeah.
like that they went back to the more practical effects for the orcs. You don't get like the bad guy in all three Hobbit movies, you know? He's
Oh,
like
Yeah.
okay.
complete
Yeah.
CGI. They actually put makeup on these guys again.
Okay.
So that
All
really
right.
improves things. Z went Balrog, Joe went Balrog. The fans went Saruman.
Christopher Lee was my second choice.
He, I think, is probably going to be my best villain when we get to Two Towers. I
Yeah.
don't think he was the best villain in this movie. They did have the wizard fight, but like, I think he was cool in Two Towers.
He's just such a cool fucking person.
Followed
Like,
by Anthony Hopkins, which fine. How do you not vote for Hannibal Lecter? You can have it. This is he has cool moments too. He
I
had
know
the
the
guy's
real
own
villain.
brains.
Wait, the real villain are the CGI artists of the Mummy 2 that made the Scorpion King
Mm.
like
Ooh.
that.
Yeah, that was
No.
rough. I forgot
Oh
about that.
man, that PlayStation 2
Oh, that was
quality.
Oh,
horrible. Even in
yeah.
'01, that was
Oh.
bad.
Mm-mm. Ugh.
Well,
Ah.
only one thing left to do, and that's the big reveal. The winner is the unmentioned
Fuck, are you
Denzel
motherfucking?
Washington. Like, listen, could it have been one of the Lord of the Rings guy? Sure. But I didn't feel Balrog was in the movie for long enough. The Nazgul, they're going to play bigger roles deeper down the line. But man, you only get Training Day once. Go ahead, see. Why do you not like Training Day? Because Training Day, I think, kicks ass. It almost won Best Picture.
Look, Training Day, it's fine. It's entertaining. Denzel has done so many better roles than this.
I had a gymnastics
It's
coach
just insane.
when I was
Like,
probably in like high school. I had a gymnastics coach, and he was getting mad about this sort of thing where he was like calling Hollywood correctly. I'm not saying he's wrong. Pointing out racial inconsistencies in Hollywood, and one of the things he used to me at the time was like, "Did you ever see Malcolm X, Brendan? Like Denzel was
I was gonna say
phenomenal in
Malcolm.
Malcolm X, and he didn't win an Oscar for it. But what did he win an Oscar for? Being a fucking black angry cop."
100%. Nobody even wanted Malcolm X to be made into a movie, except for Spike Lee and Denzel. And they're like, let's fucking do it. Because they're like, we killed him. He's gone. Whatever. He was never going to win for it. My controversial opinion, and this is insane, I tell this to other people, to me, Denzel is one of the most overrated actors of all time. It's a lot. I know. But Malcolm X is incredible. He was incredible in fucking Gladiator too. It's phenomenal. Like, but not Training Day. It's like he like overdoes it. He's like trying too hard. I don't know.
Mm,
Just doesn't appeal to me. Never did.
I think he was fantastic. He was so scary and et cetera, et cetera.
I think King Kong has something on him. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's just like so many lines in here that you can just keep going back to. Where he like gets him high. He's like, I didn't know you like to get wet. And then there was like, he's like, you've been planning this all day. He's like, motherfucker, I've been planning this all month, all week, whatever he says. Just King Kong ain't got nothing on me. You got mad squabbles, son. He's like, they're sitting at the diner. He's like, yeah, you got something in your pocket. You reach down. This side, you're protecting your balls. This side's over here. Between those two, the wallet. Pay the fucking check.
It's
Great. I
ridiculous.
love all of it. It's
Ridiculous.
so good. You got mad squabble, son is so funny to me. I really love people
That
telling
one's
people they
kind of
got
funny.
mad
I think
squabbles.
you need to bring that back.
I say it to kids at work. You got mad squabbles. And especially easier now because Kendrick Lamar has released a song called Squabble Up. So the word
Yeah.
squabble is
Oh
like
yeah.
back. Squabble Up, also pretty
Interesting.
good song. Best
I'm gonna
villain, Denzel Washington. Joe, who would you have picked? You said Balrog, right? I'm sorry, we already did that. We can just move on.
yeah.
We already did that.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to the best animal. It's a three-way race.
This isn't even a question.
We got
Come on.
Hedwig and Harry Potter. We got Bruiser and Legally Blonde. And we got Bill the Pony. It's not even a question. I don't even think I'm going to vote for the same person as you. I think there's a bit of a question here. You think it's
You
Bill?
think there's a I
How is it not Bill?
I thought it was gonna
Vigo
be
Hedwig.
Vigo took him
Bruiser.
home. Vigo
I
took him
thought
home.
See, Z said no issue. Everybody here is voting for a different person.
I really would I think I said the dog because
I
the dog's like
didn't.
so crucial.
I didn't want. I didn't go with Bill because he's in the movie, but like unless you're watching like a 4 hour version, they don't really mention him by name except for maybe once, and he's kind of just with them most of the time. He's not like a character. He
I
Yeah.
don't
should have
know.
been. He was in the book, and in the book, he's kind of like a blessed kind of thing where
Yeah.
Bill's going from one thing to the other, and he always stays alive, and he's always with somebody. But he did. They didn't do that in these movies,
Like
right?
I'm
I
just
don't think
saying
he
that
comes back in the second one, right?
no, he releases him because in real life Vigo took him home.
Yeah. I think in the books he goes back to the Shire, right?
Yeah, he like
Yeah.
walks
He
himself back.
just
Mhm.
makes his way back.
Yeah.
Um, so it sounds like you know who all of your hosts and co-hosts have voted for. We're going to see who the people voted for here. And the people go with Bill the Pony,
Hmm.
and I got
People
no problem
spoken.
with that. But I'm giving it to Hedwig.
Bruiser's good too. Hedwig.
Hedwig is like a character in the movies for like 8 films. This is going to be his only. I mean, maybe he'll win Best Animal in the movie where he gets blown up, perhaps. But that
No,
was a real owl. He was a character in the film. Uh, you know, I don't know. It could have been any of the three. It was never going to be Bruiser for me, even though he was an actual character in that movie.
no. Okay. All right.
Got to get your mail. We're going to keep moving. Oh, we've gotten to the real ones now. We've gotten through
Oh
all
boy.
the chaff, and we've gotten to some real ones. Although I will say, best supporting actress this year, really, really unimpressed. Don't like any of these. None of these, not a single one of these performances in this year for best supporting actress did I look at and go like, hell yeah, that one. All right. But that said, the nominees are Jennifer Connelly in A Beautiful Mind, Liv Tyler as Arwen in Lord of the Rings, Julia Roberts in Ocean's 11. Good in that movie. I kind of forgot. Kate Blanchett in Lord of the Rings, Maggie Smith in Harry Potter, Helen Mirren in Gosford Park, which I didn't see. Maybe it would have been easier if I just saw Gosford Park.
A good
Um,
movie.
Maggie Smith in Gosford Park, Marissa Tomei in The Bedroom. Is Marissa Tomei in the bedroom in the bedroom?
It is about like a relationship and an affair. It's pretty good. It's
If I
Todd
got to
Field.
see Marissa Tomei in the bedroom, I might have voted for her.
It's a
But
Todd
nothing but
Field, the
time.
guy who did Tar. Tar, he did it in the bedroom.
I never saw Tar still.
Yeah. Well, if you
Um,
really want to see Todd Field at his finest, watch Twister because he's one of the storm chasers in it. He's like guilty
Twister,
wrong.
the original, not Twisters. Okay, yeah.
The original, he plays one of the storm chasers, but then he became an acclaimed director instead.
Hey, good for him. And Kate Winslet and Iris. I'm going to keep this one moving because I wasn't super enamored with this character category. The fan
I
vote went to Jennifer Connelly. Joe, go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I gave mine to. I mean, Maggie Smith is just iconic in Harry Potter. Like
Yeah.
she'll probably win later, but like
Uh,
yeah,
I don't think she's gonna get an Oscar or she's gonna get a Brendy for Harry Potter, but like this was the closest she got. And I on this one flip-flopped 3 or 4 times before I settled on my winner.
Hmm. See, I feel like Jennifer Connelly, it wasn't a good pool that year. So she kind of deserved it because she's really good at that movie. But
Hmm.
Marissa Tomei is my close second.
I went with because I was so on the fence, I decided to side with the Oscars and give it to Jennifer
I
Connelly.
mean, just look at her. My God.
I kind of forgot her like role in that movie, and then I started looking up pictures. It was like, oh no, she was in it. She was in it as a young,
Yeah.
and then they had to make her old, and she had to do all the so like
Mhm.
whatever. And it was almost Maggie Smith. It was Maggie Smith in Harry Potter for a while till it wasn't. It was never Julia Roberts or Kate Blanchett or Liv Tyler. Just weren't good enough.
No.
Could have been Kate Blanchett, I suppose, but whatever. The Brendy goes to Jennifer Connelly. Only one thing left to do. Keep moving.
Oh boy.
We got Best Supporting Actor. This one's got some heat.
Hmm.
We got Ethan Hawke in Training Day. Great in Training Day. I don't think he was the only one who could have done that role, which is going to prevent him from winning anything, but everything that was asked of him. My goodness.
Yeah, he did a great
And
job.
he was also nominated for the Oscar. And Ben Kingsley in Sexy Beast, I never saw that, also nominated for the Oscar. Everybody said he was a great bad guy. I'm not the least bit surprised because he's great. John Voight in Ali. I honestly forgot he was in Ali. That's how little.
I honestly forgot too.
Ian McKellen, aforementioned. Jim Broadbent in Iris, who won the Oscar for a movie I never heard of, with somehow a movie I never heard of with Kate Winslet and I don't didn't see
I
it.
never saw
Didn't
it.
never heard of it.
Never saw it.
Jason Isaacs in The Patriot. Eugene Levy in American Pie 2. Did I nominate Jason Isaacs for Best Villain?
A
Feels like
villain?
I
You should have. I'm gonna
should
say,
have.
holy shit.
Feel like I
Kills
missed that
one
one
kid,
somehow.
kills another. Like, oh man, what an asshole.
Best Supporting Actor. Here was my real wild card one. Eugene Levy in American Pie 2. Really great. A comedy's hard, Joe. Don't make that face.
It
It's
is.
hard to be
It
funny.
is.
He had to talk to his son about fucking a pie. Or no, about super
Not in
gluing
that
his
one.
hand to his dick.
Or that, yeah.
Where are we at? Gary Oldman in Hannibal. I think honestly a little overrated, but Tough. That
And
one
that
should have been
one,
the Future Robots nominee, by the way.
ooh.
That would have been a
And
good
he was
one.
in
He's
all
sitting
that
there in a
he
wheelchair
was in a
above the hogs
wheelchair.
and all that
Yeah.
prosthetics. He's like, "Would you wrangle these
Yeah.
fucking pigs?"
Yeah.
Ian Holm in Lord of the Rings, Hugo Weaving in Lord of the Rings, Brad Pitt in Ocean's 11, and Eric Bana in Black Hawk Down. I nominated Eric Bana for Black Hawk Down before I saw it again, and like the moment I knew I shouldn't have nominated him for Best Supporting Actor, and it wasn't his fault. It was just like doing what he was asked. But like in his first scene in the movie, he's in like the mess hall in Black Hawk Down, and Jason Isaacs comes over to him. He's like, "I don't care who the," Jason Isaacs goes, "I don't care who the fuck you think you are. Uh, what is it, Ranger or what? That's a hot weapon." And he's like, "You need to have that safety on, son." And Eric Bana goes, "My safety's right here." And it's like this guy's just carrying around like an automatic
Oh.
rifle without a safety on, and he's like Jason
Shady's right.
Isaacs is the dickhead. Like all these Marines are fucking retarded. Like you're gonna shoot somebody. Like
Is
you're
he Danny
wrong.
Torrance? Like, what the fuck is
Oh
this?
my God. He's like, my safety is
Oh,
right here. And it was at that moment because like he was cool in the action parts of the movie, but like, ooh. It's like, yeah, put the safety on.
writing.
Costs you nothing to put a safety on.
God.
Joe, who'd you vote
Well,
for?
I mean, come on. I clearly voted for the nerd thing.
Oh, Ian McKellen. Yeah, you probably went Ian McKellen. So did he.
yeah. I mean, but honestly, out of that pool, he fucking kills that role.
Also, yeah,
Nobody else comes
like
close. Yeah, nobody else comes close.
I think Ian Holm kind of comes close. He was really good as Bilbo,
he
just
was.
not in
Yeah,
as much of the movie.
Yeah.
especially in the
Um,
extended edition. And like, let's
I
be
think
honest.
just showing here a general top five for me would have been Ian Holm and Ian McKellen and Ethan Hawke and Brad Pitt and I only really need four. I don't think I need more than four. Um, let's see. I mean, this is an easy one. It was always Sir
Yeah.
Ian.
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted to do. That's right. Hold on, wait. Sir Ian McKellen. YouTube extras. Sir
Oh,
Ian.
yes.
I have to show
Yes.
this clip.
Oh,
What
God,
is
yes.
this?
Oh, you've
You've
never
never
seen
seen
this?
this? Tell me if please tell me if if you can hear it. Can you hear it?
No.
All right, hold on one second. I can fix that. We're gonna
Between
stop the
him and
share for
Patrick
a moment.
Stewart, him and Patrick Stewart on
Hard to
extras,
say
just
which is
incredible.
fucking
I don't
funnier.
know. But I always
Uh,
quote Patrick Stewart going, and then I've seen everything. And then I've seen it all. Oh, so good.
I turned off. I unplugged my AirPods, so hopefully you should just be able to hear it through my computer audio.
Okay.
This to me is the best that Extras has to offer. It followed closely,
So good.
and then after that is Harry Potter, where he's just talking about like having sex all the time.
So
You can hear it.
what I do is I
Yeah.
pretend to be the person I'm portraying in the film or play. Yeah, you're confused. No, it's perfectly simple. Case in point, Lord of the Rings. Peter Jackson comes from New Zealand, says to me, Sir Ian, I want you to be Gandalf the Wizard. And I say to him, you are aware that I am not really. And he said, yes, I'm aware of that. What I want you to do is to use your acting skills to portray the wizard, the duration of the film. So I said, okay. And then I said to myself, do that. This is what I did. I imagined what it would be like to be a wizard. And then, in that way, on the day,
The hand.
yeah. And how did I know what to say? How did I understand? People told me. We were to draw a graph of my process, of my method, something like this. Sir Ian, action. Wizard, you shall not pass. Sir Ian. Hey, you see? Yeah. So now you would be pretending to be John in this play. And how do you know what to say? Well, the words be in the script. And you would learn the words. You would not have the script on the line. And that goes for everybody. There will be no scripts on the night. You've learned them.
Yeah. No, I
Speak them as if you were saying them for the first time.
I didn't think we'd have a script.
No, you won't.
No,
Because if you did have the script, it would break the illusion, and the whole thing is illusion. You see, you are not really John.
no, I know.
You are pretending, and that is acting.
Are here somewhere of extras.
I've never seen that. That is
Oh, God.
incredible.
Yeah,
Joe.
do yourself a favor and check out the
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart one as well, because that's just as good. But
So
that
funny.
I fucking love Sir Ian, Sir Ian, Sir Ian.
The insane.
Action, wizard, you shall not pass.
And then
Sir Ian, Sir Ian, Sir Ian. And I also at work to the kids a lot, and they don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. 80% of the time, they don't know what I'm talking about. But I do often find myself saying there will be no scripts on the day. There's like Coach Brendan, when we go to the competition, can you spot me on this scale? I'll be like, no, there will be no scripts on the day. That goes for all of you. There will be no scripts.
Oh my God, I'm gonna steal that.
There will be no
Oh.
scripts on the day. It will break
Just-
the
you have-
illusion. It's so funny
You
that we're
gotta
talking
watch-
about him in Lord of the Rings, but we're talking about him 2 years later in a show by Ricky Gervais. Ricky Gervais playing an absolutely perfect straight man there too.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
like,
my
no,
God.
he's like, you're not John. He goes, no, I know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Patrick Stewart though is very close second. I don't know.
I've seen everything. I've seen
Then
it
I've
all.
seen it all. I've seen everything.
Oh man, I can't wait till we get to the invention of lying in the Brendy, a movie that will win
Oh.
nothing. All right, we're gonna keep moving. I don't even know how long we've been doing this. I was saying tangentially, I don't remember what group chat I was saying it in, and I did look it up. It is a good thing to me that Julianne Moore does have an Oscar because she has now been nominated at least once in every single Brendies so far.
'Cause she's
93,
incredible.
2001, fucking, what was the other one? 2006 we did, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
Every year nominated for something. She is incredible. I'd like to see her maybe get another one.
Yeah.
Oh, Joe, it looked like you were about to say something, Joe. I'm sorry.
You know exactly who I picked for this one.
The Best Actress nominees for the Brendy Awards in 2001 are Julianne Moore in Hannibal, Reese Witherspoon in Legally Blonde, Audrey Tautou in Amelie, Penelope Cruz in Blow, Naomi Watts in Mulholland Drive. Halle Berry was an Oscar winner for Monsters Ball, not nominated for a Brendy. Judi Dench in Iris. They fucking loved that movie this year. Like Christ, we gotta watch Iris, I guess,
Yeah, I've never seen it.
or
I've
heard
heard
of
of it. I'm just,
Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge, Sissy Spacek in The Bedroom, and Renee Zellweger in Bridget Jones' Diary. Joe said, "Oh, Joe is going Naomi Watts." Joe,
Me too.
Joe, would you take a minute, please, and talk about? I saw a tweet, and I think Joe probably posted it on Instagram, but it was like a bunch of people texting me after David Lynch died, like it was my father, and that was Joe.
I had at least 7 different people reach out to me.
Same.
During
I'm sorry, Joe.
class. I got the text during my last class of the day. And I'm just like staring at my phone and I don't know how to react to the point that I literally just went, just finish up your packets today. And I just sat at my desk and just stared as like all of the news started like flooding in with like all the tributes and stuff. Oh, I mean, if you want me to talk about David Lynch's accomplishments,
Let's do it when we get to Best Director. Actually,
hours.
we can talk a little more about David Lynch when we get to Best
All right.
Director, because that's
Like,
really neck and neck. Best Director, Brendy fan vote, really
Look,
close.
I am with Joe on this 100%. Naomi Watts, Mulholland Drive. It's not even a question.
Okay, not even a question. Nobody even close. Let's take a look at the fan vote. We got
Reese is great,
Witherspoon.
but come on.
I think
And
Reese
Audrey-
Witherspoon gets the like fan everyone has seen Legally Blonde vote.
Yeah, and I
Look-
think I don't think it was that easy to reproduce the way she played it either. I don't think anybody could have done that. I think a few people could
No.
have, but I think she was very wins above replacement in that movie. She was great.
Look, Audrey also is really, really good. She's the only person on this list to have a brand new song named after her. So just saying. But Naomi Watts for sure. Or maybe it should have been like the dumpster witch. Anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
Naomi.
Well, hate to ruin everybody's good time. Z, who do you think I voted for?
You. Oh God, this is a weird list. Julianne Moore. I feel like that's what you did.
I could see you
Okay,
going Halle Berry.
okay. You're both wrong.
Penelope Cruz.
Penelope
Moulin Rouge.
Oh,
There
that's
you
my
Cruz.
go.
second guess. Oh man,
Oh my God,
I love
Penelope
Blow. I love
Cruz
Blow.
in Blow. I also think maybe she should have been Best Supporting Actress, and Jennifer Connelly should have been actress. But Jennifer Connelly won Best Supporting Actress in the actual Oscars. Who am I to flip these things around? Either way,
Yeah.
I'm going to take my headphones off. I'm going to play you the reason Penelope Cruz won for Blow.
Oh God, I know what you're gonna play.
You Z already knows what I'm about to play.
I've never seen this movie, so I
Oh,
cannot.
dude, you gotta watch Blow. Blow's a good time.
Take it easy. There's a fucking cop back there, all right? Right behind us.
Just fucking right.
What is your fucking problem?
Who is that?
Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
Bro, that's my
Okay.
problem. And you are a fucking spy.
What?
the way she says the F word.
That's right.
Fucking.
With spying or with judging,
Right.
everyone's laughing at you in your face, you fucking pussy. You let Diego fucking that. Maybe because you like it, maybe because you're a fucking fagot.
Right.
That's what I think you are. I think you're really fucking him. Because you're not fucking me, you gotta be fucking somebody else.
Let's
Why
go.
is that?
Take it easy.
Why don't you fuck me anymore?
Take it easy. Bertha, take it easy.
What?
Penelope. Oh look,
Yeah.
her husband's on the TV behind me.
That movie, that bit right there, one of the Brendy. You got to be fucking somebody. It's just like when you can play fucked up and you're not actually fucked up, and you can be like, to me, that's it. It's so hard to
Convincing.
pretend you're drunk.
Yeah.
So Penelope Cruz, winner of Best
Yeah.
Actress, Brendy. I think Joe, if you haven't seen Blow, you should. You should. It was
It's a good
you
time.
were a
It's a good time.
bit younger than me and Z, but by the time me and Z were in high school, it was like one of those like under the radar good movies that everybody was watching.
And then in
Gotcha.
college, everybody low and like
It's
yeah.
there's
I know.
like problems with the movie itself. Like first of all, the casting was so strange because Penelope Cruz and Johnny Depp, fine, but then Ray Liotta's like the same age as Johnny Depp and was cast as his
Yeah.
dad, and they had to keep like aging him up. But they also had that line from Ray Liotta in there that he's just like, "You're my baby boy, George.
Oh my baby boy. Yeah, we're gone. Oh
You
God.
came. Oh no, it was you're my baby boy, George. You came from my body,
Oh my body. He says
my
like that, right?
body. You came from my body."
Oh my God, this sounds awful.
No, it's
Yeah,
really
that's what you gotta watch.
It's
It,
no,
it
it's actually good. The last half
yeah.
hour kind of like lags, but the ramp up, great.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be
Okay.
fucking somebody. Who are you fucking? It's not me.
Not me.
All right,
Oof.
this one, another murderer's row of nominees here. Denzel Washington for Best Actor, Brendy, 2001. I'm sorry. Denzel Washington in Training Day. Z already rolled his eyes. Russell Crowe in A Beautiful Mind. I Am Penn. Sean. Never go full retard.
I was gonna say that. Oh no.
Will Smith,
Ah.
Ali, and Tom Wilkinson in the bedroom. All of those were
Chantal.
nominees. I only would have nominated Denzel of that list. I don't really. They were right about Sean.
I'm going with Chantal. Tom Wilkinson.
Tom Wilkinson in the bedroom. And we also had
Yeah, he's
Gene
great.
Hackman in the Royal Tenenbaums. He was so that movie is so. I rewatched that
Incredible.
last week.
He's
That
so
movie
good at it.
so
He's so good at
good.
it.
And it was like the first. Was it the first Wes Anderson movie? Right.
No.
It was his
First
first
one.
big hit. First
Yeah.
big hit, yeah.
And it was
Bottle Rocket, he did
it was
before,
all it was
Rushmore.
all so well done. Like that movie's so funny.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal,
Everybody's
Donnie
right.
Darko, a movie I only saw once, but people like it.
I liked it
I
back then. I don't know.
got a little heartburn. It's hard for me to keep reading, keep trying to burp. It's gross. Elijah Wood in Lord of the Rings, Mel Gibson in The Patriot, George Clooney in Ocean's 11, Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal, Johnny Depp in Blow, and Robert Redford in The Last Castle. Last Castle, sneaky decent movie. I don't know why nobody talks about it, but James Gandolfini's
Yeah.
in it. They got what's his name? The Incredible Hulk.
Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo. Yeah, it's like the number. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Which one?
Uh, Joe, who'd you vote for?
I'm looking at the list. I definitely put Gene Hackman up there. Probably Gene Hackman or Elijah Wood.
I think those are two decent options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
I
a
mean,
lot of people could have done the Elijah Wood role.
I'm gonna say that you went with Denzel.
Hmm.
You know, I feel like you probably went with Denzel. I don't know why, but I'm guessing you went with Denzel.
Did you go with who are you going for, Z?
Tom Wilkinson or Gene Hackman.
Oh,
They're
you
kind of
already
like a
said
neck.
Tom Wilkinson. I'm
They're
sorry. Yeah,
neck and
you
neck
did.
for me. I don't know.
Let's see what the
Denzel.
fans said. The fans say Denzel in a pretty decent walk here. Five first place votes, half the first place votes at least. Followed by Russell Crowe and Elijah Wood and George Clooney and Anthony Hopkins. And where is Denzel? I was
This is
like,
how
I was
you
about to
know
say,
Rob
where is Denzel? And he was first. See it.
is first. Yeah, nice, nice. But like Tom Wilkinson is so far down because who's seen in the bedroom?
Nobody.
Just
I've never
me.
seen it.
Just me.
I'm shocked that Jake Gyllenhaal was that low.
I mean,
He
Donnie
wasn't.
Darko is such like of an era. It's like, oh, this is so deep. But when you're 15,
It's so
it's
deep
one
till
of
you're
those.
15, and also like it came out in 2001, and the amount of so deep movies that were better than it that came out after that is like in the dozens.
Yeah, yeah.
Fair.
The Brendy goes to
Come on, really?
Knew it.
Denzel Washington.
Is
Just
that a different
undeniable.
photo than the other one?
It
Yes.
is. It is.
Just undeniable in this movie. This again, it didn't win Best Picture. It could have. Training Day to me is so good. I think it's so funny and uh, the card scene, another good poker scene.
Yeah.
We used to quote that all the time playing poker back in high school. Where one guy goes, he goes, "I have a straight," and the other guy goes, "Yeah, well, I have." And they were like, "Now you lost. Two pair loses to a straight." What? Oh, Buzz. Either way, we're gonna keep this moving to best
Hmm.
directing. Um, I'm going to read the list. We got the Oscar nominees were Ridley Scott for Black Hawk Down, David Lynch for Mulholland Drive, Peter Jackson, Robert Altman, and Ron Howard. Of that list, Peter Jackson, David Lynch, Ridley Scott, all properly nominated for the Brendy. The other two were not. I don't give a fuck about A Beautiful Mind's direction. Like, leave me alone, Ron Howard. The other
Overall,
nominees being Antonio Fuqua from Training Day, Wes Anderson, The Royal Tenenbaums, Steven Soderbergh in Ocean's 11, Ted Demme in Blow, Ridley Scott in Hannibal. I didn't realize he directed both those movies. Alfonso Cuarón in Y Tu Mama Tambien, and Frank Oz in The Score. Joe, what sticks out to you? Oh, talk about David Lynch a little bit.
Oh
yeah,
man.
go for it.
I
Go,
mean,
go.
as like a guy who is not familiar with many things in like cinema, I don't know, just the absurdist directions that like all of his things take is just so interesting to me. I don't know. He blends just like absurdism and Americana so flawlessly
Hmm.
that it's just like it's so good. Like anything he makes, it's like this weird projection of what it is to be American at that time.
Well put. Well
Like
put.
Joe made his a big percentage of his personality around Twin Peaks.
That's fair. I mean, it's incredible.
Forty
I mean,
percent
this is
easily.
oh, easily. At one point, I was like looking at places to move to Snoqualmie where they like filmed it.
I forgot about that. You definitely were thinking about moving to the Pacific Northwest after you
oh my
visited your
God.
friend.
Oh man, I was like yearning so hard after college.
God. I gotta say,
Z,
this
anything to
list,
add on any of these?
yeah, I mean, this list alone, like, forget the movies themselves. This list has some of the greatest directors of all time. Like
It really
in
does.
there. Like, what
This
the
is
fuck?
very stacked.
Robert Altman is like one of the greatest directors of all time, and most people haven't seen Gosford Park, but like he's legendary. Like what? Like Wes Anderson, Soderbergh, Ridley Scott's on here twice. Fine. Um, but it's going to be David Lynch. It's going to be
Our
Mulholland
own,
Drive.
our own.
Our
Oh,
own, yeah. Our own's
I
cool as
feel like
hell, but
Z, I feel like you would get a kick about this. As I was looking at the list, it reminded me at Brendan's brother's bachelor like weekend, we watched
mhm.
Brain Dead, and it was stressed to me that Brain Dead was the reason why Peter Jackson got Lord of the Rings. And so at 3 in the morning, we're watching it, and we get to the lawnmower scene at the very end.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just remember looking at everybody who was like talking about it, and I'm just like, this is one of the worst movies I've ever seen. And you guys think that this is what helped him get $1 billion franchise?
The cinematography of it all was good. The movie
Yeah,
was a
It,
little
but
stupid.
it was horror Clerks that you guys had shown me.
I'd never seen or heard of that
oh,
movie
wait,
before.
did Ian make you watch this? Ian's the one who chose
Ian
this?
and one of his friends from Boston, yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Ian. Oh my
All right,
God.
well, I'm gonna scroll down to the fan vote, in which this
Whoa,
was
look at
a
that.
really close vote, and I earlier today before I left for work told posted the link again, and when I posted that, Peter Jackson was up by one first place vote, and then the last person who voted for David Lynch and flipped it over to David Lynch from the fan vote, but it was as close as they get, and
I mean, yeah.
it's a two horse race here. I'm not super sure David Lynch would have beaten Peter Jackson had he not just died. I think that informed it a little bit,
Yeah.
but Mulholland
I
Drive is a very
mean,
good.
but I feel like Joe and I would have had the same vote either way.
100%.
I would have voted. I would have
Yeah, Z
voted
didn't
Mulholland.
vote in here. Well,
And yeah, I didn't get a chance to vote. But I also did get to work with David Lynch's daughter on a
Jane
TV show.
Lynch,
That's it.
It's funny because I've worked with Jane Lynch
Jane
twice,
Lynch.
but oh, Jennifer Lynch, and she directs TV. And one day they're like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a new director coming." I'm like, "Oh, who is it?" They're like Jennifer Lynch. I'm like, "What? What?" Like David Lynch's fucking daughter, who looks like him, who talks like him. I was so fucking terrified. I was nervous as hell. And she shows up and she's like the coolest person I've ever met, aside from probably her dad. And she does like her first take on something. And she likes it. And I'm expecting her to be like, oh, let's check the gate, or oh, let's move on, let's do this and that. She out of nowhere, she reaches her pocket and she pulls out a fucking rubber chicken and just squeezes it. So you just hear rubber chicken going off on set. And she goes, that's how you know I like the shot. And gets up and moves on. I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? And so her last day directing, her last shot, the entire crew had rubber chickens on them, and she had no idea. And so she's pulling hers out. The entire crew pulls out a rubber chicken and starts squeezing because she's that cool. And it was
If it were
awesome.
a movie about her life, that's where everybody would cry.
Yep.
I almost cried. I was like, fuck, I still have the rubber chicken somewhere around here.
All right, let's get to the Brendy.
That's incredible.
Da-na-na, dun, dun,
Dum
dun,
dum bum. Ba-da-dum.
da-da-da, dun, dun. It's Peter Jackson all day. He's going to win three of these in a row. Not Brendy. It was just like we'll get to 02 and 03 when we get to them. But I'm telling you right now, I don't see any way. The wins above replacement of it all, though,
Yeah.
really hard to wins above replacement David Lynch. What it really came down to between David Lynch and Peter Jackson was I just like this movie better. And it's the Brendys. We broke her no apology. Unfortunately, it had to happen. David Lynch's biggest movie had to be the week he died in this particular Brendy's episode. It just had to be this fucking week. Had to be this year. But it's Peter Jackson. Again, he's probably going to win three in a row.
I thought that your line of judgment, I don't want to
Mm-hmm.
question it too much for the
Good.
Brendys. But it's just that sometimes
Don't.
you vote on things knowing that you're going to vote for that actor or actress later. And I just assumed that you would have done it for this, but you broke that. So it caught me
What
off
do you
guard.
mean?
Like you
Oh, you thought I
mentioned
was going to
it,
go David Lynch?
where you're like, oh, I'm going to vote for them in like 1995 when they do whatever. And then
There is a
you,
little bit of makeup calls. I try not to too much, but like in this particular case, I could just tell you, I don't really know what came out in 02 and 03. I kind of forget. It's just like
you'll
The
never
Two
forget
Towers is
those.
maybe my
Two
favorite movie
towers.
ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
It's
it's
so
gonna sweep everything. Like Saruman's gonna win villain and somebody's gonna win best Yeah, oh, it's gonna be fucking what's his name
Theoden.
for
Theoden should win
oh,
fucking best
well, best
actor.
supporting
Oh,
act, best
Cool.
supporting actor
Best
is
supporting
what's his
actor.
name?
Best.
Is fuck Andy Serkis.
oh, yeah.
He's in that movie too,
Oh
and that
yeah,
was
that
him
guy. You know.
doing his shtick for the first time. And yeah, no, it just it's Theoden. Theoden might win it for three. Muster the
Okay.
Rohirrim.
Yeah.
Let's slide down to our final category. Good episode so far. Thank you for joining us. I was talking to you two, not the
Oh
12
yeah, yeah.
viewers I'm sure to get.
Totally.
All
Oh,
dozen
okay.
of you who will watch this later. I was talking to Joe and Z.
Pleasure to be here. Anyway.
I'm glad that I was
I'm
able to
glad you
see
said
most
that.
of these.
I'm glad you said that, Z.
Although, what won most 2006 film?
You know what? Couldn't
But we
hurt.
never, we never, we never did
Let's
it
uh
for,
let's just do
for
a real quick recap for
2001.
Joe. Joe, we had Ocean's 11 is the best movie with featuring theft. Legally
Okay.
Blonde, most 2001 film was American
There's a
Pie
lot
2.
of
Most
theft in it.
2006 film was Smoking Aces.
Yeah.
Oh, what a classic.
We got Black Hawk Down for Secretly Michael Bay. We have John Rhys Davis for
Okay.
Future
Yeah.
Robots. I think this is where you joined us. Super Trooper,
Whatever
Legally
happened to
Blonde, rom.
the idea of having a category that's, movies that take place in that year?
Oh, I forgot about that. That's funny. Lauren was yelling at me. The amount of she was just like in the comments of her fill out form, she was like, Brendan, this is the year that A Knight's Tale, and she said something else came out, and I got nothing to say about it. The only thing that could be said about A Knight's Tale is that it was watchable and it looked like it was going to be
It's
absolute
so
trash,
entertaining.
and
It's
it's
so
very
entertaining.
entertaining. But like,
And they
no,
play Queen.
I don't like any of it. I don't like that the crowd does Queen. I don't like the Nike swoosh. I don't like fucking any of it. The only thing that maybe I missed was what's his name? Paul Bettany might have been able to get a Best Supporting Actor nod for the Brendys because he was convincing in that. But
I
like,
mean, he had a big
I don't
year. He
like.
did that and A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, he
He did
was in
both.
that too, wasn't he? Yeah,
Yeah. That's where
but
he met his wife,
oh, I don't care.
Jennifer Connelly.
Oh, he's married to Jennifer Connelly.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. They met on that
Could have
movie.
been, could have been me.
Yeah, totally.
Could
They
have
filmed
been
in Princeton. It
me.
could have been you.
I go, who are you fucking? I know you're not fucking me. You must be fucking somebody.
Yeah. But if we were gonna do the movie that actually takes place in 2001, I mean
Um,
2001,
It's got to be
or a
Tenenbaums,
9/11 movie.
Ocean's 11, Tenenbaums, Fast and the Furious, perhaps Training Day, maybe Training Day, maybe Royal Tenenbaums.
Wait, doesn't
Uh,
that just say films released that year, not ones
yeah,
that
but
take
just like
place?
ones that are generally set in that year. I think that you can
Okay.
safely say those are. I think American Pie was probably already also set in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I'm not going to go too deep into it. We're going to end this show.
United 93. United 93. Mm-hmm.
It's my favorite one.
Mhm.
What's this, director? Yeah. All right, Best Picture. The Oscar nominees that were also nominated for a Brendy are just The Lord of the Rings. The other Best Picture nominees, Moulin Rouge, In the Bedroom, Gosford Park, A Beautiful Mind. I'll fucking need them. Keep them. Moulin Rouge, what a waste of time. Like, who cares? Nobody's talked about it
Fucking
since.
hate.
Ooh,
Oh my God. And I
ooh.
watched
There
some
is
of
a
the,
dedicated fan base to Moulin
There is
yeah,
Rouge.
I
dedicated
know,
fan
there
base,
is.
but it's trash.
I watched a bit of the Whoopi Goldberg opening monologue for the Oscars, and she really leaned into Moulin Rouge jokes a lot. And it just also just not funny at all. None of it was funny. None of it made me laugh at
Yeah.
all. The Royal Tenenbaums, Training Day, Ocean's 11, Black Hawk Down, Mulholland Drive, Blow, The Last Castle, and Donnie Darko are Best Picture nominees. Our
I
fan
can't
vote
believe Donnie Darko got a Best Picture
results.
nominee.
Well, it didn't get a fan vote, so I was just trying to be inclusive.
Wow. I actually
Uh,
like this top three a
yeah,
lot.
I think that's fine. I'd have Training Day a little higher, as we all know. I'd have Tenenbaums a little higher, as we all know. I'd have
Yeah,
Blow a little
yeah.
higher.
Yeah.
Tenenbaums should be where Ocean's 11 is,
But like,
but
actually, I wouldn't have Blow much higher. The problems with Blow are numerous, but what it's good at, it's very good at.
You've got 3 people voted for Gosford Park.
it's a good
Yeah,
movie.
I don't know
Good
who
movie.
cares. There's
I've
five
Robert
never.
people
It
voted
Altman.
for
just
Gosford
sounds. It
Park.
sounds
Five
so
people.
painfully British.
But it's not. It's Robert Altman, one of the most American directors making a British. Like he's like David Lynch in terms of like his Americana. Like he has
Okay.
his own interpretation, very American. Been dead a long time, but Gosford Park is good. It's funny, good stuff.
Yeah. What have we not talked about any of these movies yet? The Last Castle was fine. We talked
I'm
about
just
all these.
shocked
I'm
that
just gonna.
Jay and Silent Bob did not get into the Best Picture.
I feel like I'm gonna have to constantly be standing on this hill. I don't like
Oh,
Kevin Smith.
there's a. Oh my God, there's an orangutan in that movie. Could have made it into
I
Best
guess you're right.
Animal.
Yeah, that could have been nominated for Best Animal for sure.
Oh
It's hard
man,
to like just look at a movie and go like, yeah, I remember that there was a fucking gorilla in that, you know?
this is why I could never be in the Academy because I would be at every Oscar night doing this, being like,
Oh,
we could have put
actually,
that guy.
well,
Should have done that. I've only voted for one thing ever, and it was online, so it wasn't entertaining. It was just like filled out a form.
yeah, you're gonna get
Took all
to
about
vote in SAG after or whatever, the Screen Actors Guild
no,
Awards.
I get to vote for the DGA awards, the Directors Guild.
DGA, that's it, that's it. Yeah, you're not a screen actor, you're in the
Yeah,
Oh,
DGA.
the sweater
I'm
festival
voting.
award shows.
Listen,
I mean,
there's
I'm
only
just
one thing left to do
hang
here,
on.
and that's to give out Best Picture. Though we all probably know where it's headed.
Lord of the Rings.
Dun dun dun.
Blah, blah, blah. So good. That's a nice freeze frame you got there with
Yeah,
his
I
face
tried
looking.
like
It
five
looks like he's
percent
taking a shit.
harder to make sure the picture I got wasn't pixelated trash. The last two episodes are just horrible.
He looks constipated.
He's trying to catch the damn ring.
He always looks constipated trying to get the ring.
I think the Oscars kind of got him a little backwards. I think the first two Lord of the Rings movies were better than the last one, but I think by the time Return of the King came out, they were like, we fucked up bad. And this has got to start getting some awards because we
Hmm.
fucked up bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I think for me, would have gone Lord of the Rings, Training Day at 2, Mulholland Drive at 3, Ocean's 11 at 4. Really like Training Day. Very funny movie, as I've
Was
mentioned. But
Mulholland Drive nominated
oh yeah,
for the
Yeah.
Oscars?
yes.
Okay.
No. It was not. It was not
No.
nominated for the
No,
Oscars
Lynch was nominated for
for best
director,
director.
but
Yeah,
not.
Okay.
it was too weird for those Oscar people. They couldn't handle it. It's just too strange. And there was a lesbian sex scene.
That's why they went with the most straight movie, A Beautiful Mind.
It was Naomi
It is a
Watts.
very straight movie.
I met Naomi Watts once, and it was probably the most embarrassing encounter ever because I worked with her ex-husband on Ray Donovan, that terrible show, and out of nowhere, I finally had a chance to like go and eat lunch, and I was like, "What's around here? There's a McDonald's. I'm gonna get two McChickens, and I'm just gonna crush them on the street." So I'm standing on the corner. I'm like halfway through my second McChicken, and then somebody just turns next to me and is like, "Hey, is Liev here?" And I'm like, "Huh? What?" And it's fucking Naomi Watts. And I'm just chewing a McChicken. And I'm like, "Oh, here's our set."
I'm on lunch.
So embarrassing. So fucking embarrassing. It's painful.
Just imagining a mouthful of McChicken going like, Mulholland Drive?
I was like, "This is my only chance to eat or she's on set." Yeah, she looked at me like I was insane. It's fair. It's fair. It crushed my soul. It's okay.
Well, that is it. But as a little treat, I'm gonna try and do this all the time. Our next episode's 1993.
Oh my God.
Oh,
All right. Next episode, 1993. I was 5 years old in 1993. I believe Joe was either 1 or 0.
I was
0.
freshly arrived.
Freshly arrived. The Best Picture preview includes Jurassic Park. Oof.
As it
What a
should.
film. What a fucking film.
What
The
a fucking
Fugitive. Oh my God, what a
film.
movie. The Fugitive is fucking tremendous. Schindler's List.
I like.
A bit up its own ass, but what a movie.
Well, what a movie.
Carlito's Way. Pretty good.
Great.
That's what my parents based my nursery on was Carlito's Way.
Okay, that.
What?
What
I
did your
made that up.
nursery look like?
I
Okay.
made that
Oh
up.
man.
It's,
Oh man.
Oh, God.
my parents are very boring people.
A Bronx Tale, which is not going to win, but it's up there.
Yeah.
Groundhog's
Groundhog's Day.
Day. True
Oh,
Romance, The Nightmare Before Christmas, A Nightmare Before Christmas, either one. Philadelphia, also a bit up its own ass.
Have you seen it? It's really good. It's really fucking good.
Well acted for sure.
Well directed too. Jonathan Demme. It's like
Sleepless in Seattle, Dazed and Confused, The Firm, and Robin Hood Men in Tights are our
uh,
preliminary Best Picture list.
I cannot wait to vote for Dazed and Confused for most uncomfortable writing in a script.
Oh,
Just,
you
in
think that'll be a
general. Okay.
just entirely for like the McConaughey line about high school girls.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh God.
But it's pretty.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that
it's
was
the
the whole
'70s.
point of it.
It's the '70s.
Oh yeah, that was the 70s when they used to tell
Whoa,
teachers,
whoa,
listen, if you see one of your students at the bar, you're both just adults. They're not your students at the bar.
whoa. Jerry Seinfeld was still dating a high schooler in 1993. Okay, don't act like it's so far away.
It
Oh
wasn't too far
God.
away. You weren't even alive. You weren't even making memories back then, Joe.
Yeah. What are
I
you
was
making?
making
Uh,
memories. I went to Disney World in
I
1993.
saw
I
Jurassic Park in
remember it.
theaters. Yeah.
I've gone
I
on to
shit
see
myself in
Jurassic.
1993.
Of these, has anybody
I probably
seen
did
any of
too.
these movies more than Jurassic Park since? I've seen Jurassic Park a hundred,
Mm,
Oh,
The Fugitive is
probably a
very
hundred
good.
times. I've
maybe
seen The
Groundhog's
Fugitive.
Day.
Okay.
Fugitive is something Michael, like Johnson and I quote The Fugitive, but it's always like the obscure lines of The Fugitive. It's not like, Tommy Lee Jones lines. It's always like, that guy worked for Devlin McGregor. Like weird shit like that. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but it's a constant thing. So good. It's so good.
The Fugitive is tremendous. I went
I can bring
as
you provide.
I went as him. I went as Harrison Ford on Halloween last year to work because it was just I went as him at the St. Patrick's Day parade because it was like green jacket, Irish hat, sweater under it, jeans. It's like, who are you? It's like, oh, I'm Harrison Ford in The Fugitive when he's running through the
You're like,
streets of
what the
Chicago.
fuck? God, that's
I
really
only
good.
do those kinds of costumes because I work with kids, and it's not like, oh, I'm a minion. I was like, one year I went as Tony Soprano, and the entire time was like, who? It's like, I'm Tony
You know
Soprano.
what's
Tell your dad.
you know what's disturbing? You know what's disturbing? You're turning 37 this year, Brendan.
Hmm.
James Gandolfini was 37 when he played Tony Soprano.
Yeah, in the first season, just crazy.
Uh-huh.
He looked
Uh-huh.
so much older than me in the first season of
So much
that,
older than us. Like, what the fuck?
and he also
Okay.
died tragically young. So
Yeah.
It's
kind of all
he
makes sense.
the man ate like the had the worst diet, I think, of any like person who part of their job is like to be seen on camera.
Eating gabagool and this and that. And
I
yeah.
I hate to like
Oof.
he was just constantly just being fed foods.
In a similar vein to that, and nothing to do with movies, there's this golf channel I watch, and these guys they do like these stupid challenges. They're very broy, but the one challenge they were doing is like how much fucking lunch meat they can shovel down and they all have to hit like
Oh
benchmarks. It
God.
often ends in them like they do like alcohol challenges and stuff like that. But like so they're eating all this fucking salami, and the guy in the group hits a hole in one, and they all start running towards the hole, and they have one guy in the group who's like his whole shtick is how fat he is. So they're chasing this guy who hit the hole in one as he runs to the green, and this guy's just carrying salami, and he's like handing out salami to people as they're all running up. So like these hole in ones they exist in like clips now on Instagram, and it's just so fucking funny to see a guy like it's like
Pass out
salami,
salami.
salami,
That
salami.
that guy is the closest he will ever get to John Daly.
That's about yeah. He's very similar vibes, not as wild, but very John Daly
Yeah.
vibes,
Nobody
especially
can
because
be
he's a
as
good
wild.
golfer. No,
I thought you were gonna be like they just had to have the diet of John Daly, and that was the challenge.
well, thank you for joining us again for another episode of the Brendys. I'm not getting tired of this yet. We're gonna keep going. This has not
Let's keep
become as
doing it.
boring as I or chory as I thought it might. I'd like to start. I mean, a lot of this is my fault because I have an unpredictable schedule here. Not unpredictable, but like when I'm ready to do it, it's basically just like, all right, if Z's up for it, we're doing it, and then I'll ask everybody else. So like I didn't think I was doing this episode till Thursday evening, but I was looking at it and I was just like, I'm not sitting on this shit till Thursday at 6 p.m. Like I'm ready to do this now. Let's do it after work. So thank you for
Oh
joining me,
yeah.
Joe. Thank you for joining me, Z. Thank you for
Gotcha.
joining
Pleasure.
me. Rest in peace, David Lynch. Rest in peace. You deserve better,
Cool.
buddy. All right.
Yep.